It finally has happened, surprisingly to everyone out there in the space. Sam Bankman-Fried was arrested yesterday, really late in the evening in the Bahamas, and is not able to testify today at the congressional hearings. But there was a manuscript or transcript leaked from his official statement that he was willing to give during that hearing. And I also, of course, will talk about the charts and what's happening there due to the Fed meeting that we will have in a couple of hours. So if you think that's interesting, definitely stick around here until the end and make sure that you like the video, subscribe to the channel, activate the notification bell. And now let's directly get into the story that we have here. So everybody knows right now already who Sam Bankman-Fried was. He was the CEO of the bankrupt FTX exchange. So, but I don't want to get into too much about FTX. Like I said, everybody knows it. So, but I want to get into the details that has now led to his arrest this morning. So, and when we scroll here a little bit lower on the story of the New York Times, I will put the link of the story below. Just too much text to read everything, so I will just talk about the highlights. So here, the lawyers, his own lawyers said, lawyers involved in the case expressed surprise at the suddenness of the arrest. Mr. Bankman-Fried had been widely expected to face a criminal indictment, but complex white-collar fraud cases can take months to build. Until the arrest, Mr. Bankman-Fried was slated to testify remotely about the FTX collapse in a hearing in front of the House Financial Service Committee on Tuesday. The hearing is still set to go ahead just without Mr. Bankman-Fried's testimony. So, and then here, if we go a little bit lower, see several people familiar with the investigation said the speed with which the authorities moved in filing criminal and civil charges was an indication the prosecutors and regulators had received information from cooperating witnesses. So here a hint, that is Caroline. Caroline is now dropping everything what she has on him. She's unloading everything, in my opinion, on Sam, and was basically rolling over and saying, hey, what he is saying is not true, so I don't know, but it was him, it was not me. So now I think a lot of the finger pointing is what's happening here. And coincidentally, Caroline, when she was spotted in New York, she was only a few blocks away from an FBI office that is located close to that coffee shop where she was. So it is highly likely that she cut a deal for rolling over and basically helping out the authorities and getting Sam, with her statement, arrested. So when it comes to the charges, what he is charged with, so I could not find any article, but it is making the round on Twitter, so that the charges are conspiracy, wire fraud, and money laundering. So, and here shout out to Crypto Busy, because I took your post for that, buddy. I hope to see you soon again. So yeah, so that are the charges what he's charged with. So, and only wire fraud and money laundering could put him into jail for life in the worst scenario. So conspiracy, not so much. So, but wire fraud and money laundering, or if they say he conspired to do wire fraud and money laundering, so then it turns into a whole different story, and then that could get even worse, So that's right now what is unfolding. So he will be extradited to the US. The US has made a claim that they want him extradited. That's also here to be found in the story. And once he's then in the US, I'm quite sure he will never see daylight on the outside on his face again outside the prison walls. So I don't wish anybody to go to jail. Because it's of course not a nice place, and especially if you are wasting your life there. So that is not a place where you want to be, and I don't wish that to my worst enemy, that they have to spend the rest of their life into jail. I think it should be more like a correctional process, that they have to stay there for like a limited amount of time, but the US they're really strict. Of course he deserves for what he did to go to jail, but I think putting him for life potentially into jail is here not the solution for people like him. So, but that's on another piece of paper. So now let us quick go into the charts. And I found here something really, really interesting, what I want to talk about and why I'm concerned about the Bitcoin move that we are seeing right now here to the upside. So here, let me start with today's price action. So you see here the Bitcoin price action is pumping here to the upside, potentially because of the SBF news that he got arrested. Most of the people are waking up now around the world, so they saw that, oh, they're like, oh, he's gone. Okay, now I get back into the market. I think that's what we are seeing here. That is the reason for that pump, but it could be also because of the Fed meeting that we have later, and that people expect either that they lower the rates or they stay the same, but they are not raising the rates. And that could be a front running of that event, what we are seeing here. So, but now I want to show you something. For this, I have to go a little bit back here. Yeah, so these were the last two events in September. And then here in November, when we had the FOMC meetings. And what you can see here, just before the meeting, here, more or less here, we started to run up to crazily to the upside, and then we dumped all the way back down and even lower. And when we go over here into November, we see the same thing. We had here a small sideways run, then we pumped here to the upside and came straight back down. So, and that is something that I'm also concerned today about. So of course we could go higher and break out of the range of $17,400, because there is right now the biggest resistance for the Bitcoin price. If we break it, we will go straight to $18,000 in my opinion. There is not much holding Bitcoin back. When I go here to the 4-hourly chart, we can see that even better. So there you can see, if we break here above that volume bar, then that's it. Then we will go really, really quick into that volume gap here that we are seeing here, and that stops at $18,600. So that could be a potential good long position that we can take here, but I would not take it unless we close a 4-hourly candle above $17,450, $17,500. And I'm also quite concerned about the stochastic RSI again being here in overbought conditions. So we could see again that the stochastic RSI is rolling over and we trend here lower. Also on the EMA ribbon, I want to have a quick look how we are looking here. So now the volume. So no, we are in an uptrend on the EMA ribbons. So we only have to come back down for a retest as usual when we break above them. But otherwise we are looking good here on the 4-hourly chart. So then when we go to the daily chart, we are still here in this rising wedge. So we are just testing right now the top of the rising wedge. And that's another reason why I'm still waiting here on the sideline to see what's happening here. A break and a close above $17,500 is what we need to see before I would open here a long position on the daily. And when we look here on a stochastic RSI, yeah, also overbought, heavily overbought already for 2 weeks, almost 3 weeks. So this is of course not a good sign, and makes me quite cautious to take here a long position, at least a longer term position. So a potential scalp position where the price moves $100, $200, and I trade with 50x. So that's then a $10,000. If I put down one Bitcoin, I would make $10,000 every time we move up 10 to 20, $100, $200. That would be maybe something that I would be looking at, but otherwise, to keep a longer term trade here open right now makes, in my opinion, still no sense when I look here at stuff like this. So that's why at least the FOMC meeting, we have to wait what's happening there, and potentially I change my mind and will let you guys know in the Telegram channel when I open a new trade. So definitely make sure that you join my free Telegram channel. The link is in the bio below. And also don't forget, on BYBIT, if you want to trade, you still get $30,000 absolutely for free with my specific link here, and on Bitget $20,000 if you use my specific link here, guys. I think in a couple of days these bonuses are running out, so definitely make sure that you claim your bonus while it's still possible. Guys, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if I should talk more about news like that with Sam in the comments below. I would like to know if I should mix it up a little bit more, TA and more news, especially in a bear market where there's sometimes just nothing happening. Let me know in the comments below, and make sure smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you then again tomorrow.